Happy Flat Bill Friday. Anyway, this is Stephen Jeffrey from SJ Relics. Again, TGIF. I wanted to say Happy Flat Bill Friday. Also, this will lead into the next part of the video, which was pre-recorded, and it's just my tag into Frost Friday, which is going to go into some heavier knives. Again, though I do prefer, if I can, as with guitars and all things, I do prefer to buy and purchase American-made products. A lot of my knife collection is just all over the map. I collect everything, and I enjoy it, and I can respect so many brands for what they are. But one of them that was brought to my attention about all the different brands that Frost Knives makes, and if you go on there, you can Google it, you can type in, and there'll be a list of house brands and of course brands that they own. And I challenge you to do that. Go on there and just type in, Frost Knives and all the brands that they make, and they'll pop up, and it's going to really surprise you. Either what companies they've owned, what companies they've saved from going under, and what companies they import, and of course the knives that are still made in Germany and other USA stuff, that you just kind of, okay, wow, I didn't know that. But anyway, this one's going to be a fun one. Again, TGIF, Happy Flat Bill Friday, and I hope you enjoy the video. What is up, guys? TGIF, it is Friday. This is Stephen Jeffrey here, and this is a subject that's been on my mind. So first of all, happy Frost Friday. This is kind of tailing off of that tag, but it's going to go in a little direction, a different direction than you may think. I had heard a few weeks ago on it was Big Jim shared about all the brands that Frost Cutlery made, and of course we've heard a lot about this, and just kind of looking into it and thinking, well, how many knives do I have? Because I thought, well, I don't really have that many Frost knives in my collection. And then I got to looking, and I had a lot of Frost knives in my collection. This being kind of the bulk of them, but you're going to see a few unusual suspects in here that you wouldn't imagine being owned by Frost. And given, Frost makes and imports knives from all over the world, from China and Pakistan. But they also, over the years, have bought other brands, and I've heard, of course, different stories. But as I got to looking, I thought, man, I've got a lot of these knives in my collection. And for instance, I've always been fond of Hen and Rooster, because to me, that was a special knife. My biological father sent my brother a knife after he had come back from Mexico, a long kind of extended stay in Mexico. He sent my brother a Hen and Rooster that had the composite handles with the oversized sparkles in it, and it was blue and orange and red, and it was just a great trapper pattern knife. Of course, my brother's 9 years older than I was, so I got like a stuffed animal, and he got a really cool pocket knife, but of which he still has today. But anyway, my father-in-law gave me a couple of Hen and Rooster knives, and before getting to those, I want to go back to this, the Choctaw pattern. This was bought by my father-in-law. I just think it's a real cool pattern. Of course, anything with the Indian name I think is cool. It was a little rough when I first got it, because the pivot and all was just full of crud. But man, it is an awesome knife now. Beautiful bone on that. Very original design. But this is a Steel Warrior, and that's kind of what we think of. Here's a Whittler that I got in the mountains back when my wife and I first got married 23 years ago. Got it in Maggie Valley at a knife shop. I paid way too much for it, though I still have the box and the little silk, what is it? You know what I'm talking about, velvet sack that it went in. It is a Whittler pattern. It's got the main blade on one end, the small blade on the other. I'm not going to pull all these out. It's got a pin blade. This is called the Black Widow. On the bolsters, it has etched spider webs, which I think is pretty cool. And then there's the Black Widow there. This is one I got in a pawn shop. It is nauseating to look at. The gold, I gave it to my dad. When I say my dad here, I'm talking about my stepfather, and he had it, and I don't think he ever carried it. This is a Congress pattern. It is rounded on kind of on the tip of the sheep's foot there. I don't think I've carried it maybe once or twice. He carried it a little bit. Again, this is a Congress pattern. Just a cool knife. Kind of weak on the pull. That blade's pretty solid, but I think $5 in a pawn shop, and I got it and I inherited it back, but I don't think either one of us carried it because that gold is a little nauseating to look at. This is a Frost Texas toothpick. This says German stainless here. I just noticed that, but then it's Frost cutlery, so I don't know the story on this knife, but it says Frost cutlery and German stainless. This probably came from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Again, my father-in-law bought that. This is a chip away, and this I got while I was in upstate South Carolina. And of course, it has the Indian headdress shield. Really nice Turkish clip. I love the tang stamp on this. And sorry if I'm going kind of fast here. I mean, look at that tang stamp. See, look at that. I love that. Now, that said, this is going to be my jumping off point for a second, because Chipaway, we think of as a Frost cutlery brand, is one of their inexpensive imported lines from China. Chipaway cutlery goes back to 1890, and it was actually a product or an in-house line for E.C. Simmons. E.C. Simmons Hardware of King Cutter fame. So Frost actually bought that name and bought the rights. And of course, this company, its true origins goes back to 1890. Now it's a Frost cutlery line that we think of as just a cheapo knife. Though I will say this is quite a good knife. I enjoy it. I hadn't even taken the sticker off of it. I think I paid $8 for it. Another one. This was in the dollar bin at my local pawn shop. It was buy so many knives for $20, and I got this one thrown in. I've used this one as my St. Patty's tote. It's a little peanut, 2-blade peanut. This is an Ocoee River, which is a river up in North Carolina. I have actually been on the Ocoee River. The pull is kind of hard on this. It is a little sunfish pattern or elephant toenail. I always call these skinny ones the sunfish, and the ones that kind of are not equal in an elephant toenail, but some people call it the reverse. I got this one from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. It's got a little leaf tang stamp. I don't know if you can see that, but cool little knife. Ram's horn. I don't want to rip my nail off. This is a ram's horn. There's the pin blade there. And anyway, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, I bought that, but that is another Frost company. Now, I say all that to say this, to come around. Let's start with Hen and Rooster first. So Hen and Rooster, old company, been around. Everybody thinks German made. So Frost, back in 1983, acquired the rights to Hen and Rooster. Hen and Rooster went defunct. They had been bought by Bertram, which is B-E-R-T-R-A-M, Bertram. I guess they were acquired at some point by that company. They had them in 1983. They went defunct. Jim Frost specifically and two other gentlemen bought Hen and Rooster, and that was in 1983. And this is a little bit of an older one. I don't know about the Tang stamp. This has a little more complicated, and as you can see right there, it says Bertram Cutlery. So some of the ones, from what I understand, don't have that, and I will show you one of those. And of course, it's got Hen Rooster on the blade. If you can see, there we go. Got it to focus. Got that nice etch. Of course, look at that. Look at the purchase on that knife. My father-in-law gave me this one. The pull is it's not delicate, but it doesn't have, it's not like a case or a buck. Again, it's stainless, got the Hen Rooster Tang stamp on each one of these blades. Again, on that one as well. Look at the cant on that blade, how it cants forward. But beautiful knife. I love it. I have not carried this knife. My father-in-law gave it to me. Look at those pinched bolsters, that fluted and pinched bolsters there. Really cool. I was talking with Thomas, that pocket knife guy, and of course he's into the end of day scales, Christmas tree scales, and this is not that. I can't remember. Y'all can tell me in the comments. I can't remember the name of this material, this celluloid material. It's celluloid, but kind of reminds me of a guitar pick, especially some of the older Fender picks from the 60s I'd find in cases. But again, beautiful knife, beautifully made, no gapping, just a perfect knife, very light on the pull, but definitely an awesome knife. This is a Hen and Rooster. This is Smoky Mountain Knife Works 25th year. Of course, there's the etch. You can see that on there. And this says Soligen, Germany. And it's got the more simplified Hen and Rooster, which I understand is a later, kind of a later thing. And of course, no Tang stamps on the other blades. So this, and then except for this one, and this says Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Check that out. So that says Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I do need to clean this knife. Beautiful knife, perfectly made, is as good as any case that I've held. I'm just being honest. It is a really nice knife, and I think this is a Congress pattern as well, I believe. Correct me in the comments. I'm not too well phrased on the Congress and the Senator. Of course, that has a coping blade, so does this. Sheep's foot. Yeah, y'all tell me in the comments. But the main point I'm making is this company is owned by Frost. And then that takes me to this last one, German Bull. Now again, this was inherited from my father-in-law. I was told that this is possibly red stag. When you look at it, Wayne Miracle commented. I posted this in a short video, and Wayne Miracle commented it was outside, so you could really see the redness of this stag. And this is stag. It's not fake or bone. You know, it is actually bone. It's not bone stag. It's actually stag. You can see all the imperfections and rolls from that stag there. This is a doctor's knife. There's a German Bull, the German Bull Tang stamp. And then it says German stainless, handmade. And again, this company is owned by Frost. Again, it says German stainless, handmade. The packaging looks oddly familiar, which I didn't bring the box out here. When you look at it, it's in the Frost Cutlery font, but yet it says German Bull. Now, was this made in Germany? As a piece of fuzz? I don't know. There's your pill crusher end, nice flat end on that. Beautiful doctor's knife. I found a Barlow like this in the upstate, and I had the choice money-wise between that and an old timer, and I was really into collecting up some of the old timers at the time, and I went for the old timer because it was a really nice 3-blade Stockman. I don't remember the model number on that one, but I went for it. The German Bull at the time, I kind of kicked myself because this is a nice knife, guys. This is well made. The blades are pretty doggone straight down Broadway. This one does cant, just the main blade does cant just a little, but just beautiful knife. Again, that Barlow was in that red stag, and if I was outside in the sunlight, that thing would just be shining. Beautiful knife. There's the shield. Let me get that to Jess. Great knife, one that I didn't know about until I was going through my father-in-law's things, and kind of a very sad time in our life in this past year, but he had a lot of cool knives. But again, Frost Cutlery, happy Frost Friday. Frosty Friday, they own or are a part of so much of the knife community. It's staggering. And it's even brands, like I say, we think of them as a cheap import brand, and then when you start looking at a German knife, and I will say I went to Knife Works in North Carolina, not Smoky Mountain Knife Works, but Knife Works. It's towards like Dillsboro area and all that. A friend of mine, Guy Harris, he went there, and again, he saw some beautiful case. They have a lot of case knives and things there, but they have Hen and Rooster, and they said that a lot of the Hen and Rooster handles were being on the fixed blades were being done in Spain, and of course I thought that was a kind of like, oh man, they're a German brand. But anyway, come to find out, all that time I didn't realize that they're owned by Frost, and they probably getting their parts from all over. I don't know. That's just the way the world functions. But this is an older one. Like I say, every blade has a tang stamp, and this does have the Barteram family name on this one. So from what I can tell, these are the older ones. But still, I probably at some point this probably still links back to Frost, because they've had Hen and Rooster since 1983. Anyway, just some food for thought. I just thought that would be fun. I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. Again, just enjoy collecting. It's like I always told people in the music world. I've collected guitars. I've played many guitars. I've had a lot of American-made guitars, and I've had a lot of imported guitars. And I just tell people, if it plays good, it sounds good, then it's good. Especially if you live through the guitars of the 80s with all the points and colors. Me, I was a Fender guy. Still am a Fender guy. And of course, I've got Martin and Gibson. So I kind of lean towards the traditional, just like I do. My taste in guitars is like my taste in pocket knives. But I will say some of these cheaper options that I've got in the Steel Warrior line, and some of the other products that Frost has made and Rough Rider has made some of these more funkier patterns accessible, and an entryway drug to knife collecting. But have fun with your collection, and be open-minded, and you'll be surprised by what you like and what you enjoy and what you choose to carry. Have a blessed and wonderful day. And again, this is Stephen Jeffrey from SJ Relics signing off. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get old, this is a highway. I roam this world to find my home. It doesn't seem to be going